Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 2022 European Higher Education Fair. This is our 14th event. Welcome. So this is Auditorium 6. We are now joined by 3 representatives of each university that we are going to get to know a bit later. Before we start the show, before we start the talk show, I will introduce myself. My name is Dita. I will be your moderator for Auditorium 6. We have 4 sessions in this auditorium. We got the first one, which is at 2 p.m. We got What Makes Italian Design Exceptional, and we are joined by 3 representatives of the university. We got Domus Academy, Milano. We got Federica. She is an enrollment admission specialist for Asia Pacific countries. And we got from Istituto Marangoni, Miss Lisa Malonda. And last but not least, we got also Instituto di Muda Burgo Indonesia, which is represented by Mr. Howard Lauren. And then at 3 p.m., we got Invest Your Talent in Italy. We got IULM. We got Università degli Studi di Padova. And at 4 p.m., we got Campus Spain and UCAM, Universidad. And last but not least, on the last session at 5 p.m., we got Study in Central and Eastern Europe. We got 4 embassies. We got 2 embassies, Embassy of Hungary and Embassy of Poland. So without further ado, we will start the first session, which is What Makes Italian Design Exceptional. So again, I am going to welcome our distinguished speakers from the 3 institutes. As I mentioned before, we got Federica Murgia from Domus Academy. We got Miss Lisa Malonda from Istituto Marangoni. And last but not least, we got Mr. Howard Lauren from Instituto di Moda Burgo Indonesia. So welcome everyone, and we are going to start the talk show, and maybe 3 of you wants to talk a little bit about your university or institute. Maybe I will start with Mr. Lauren. Mr.
Okay,
Howard,
hello.
yeah? Hello, Mr. Howard.
Hello everyone. So my name is Howard Lauren. I'm the instructor of pattern making in Institut Moda di Burgo, Indonesia. Our school is a fashion school that we launched based on the Milan, Institut Moda di Burgo Milan, and we are the franchise in the Institut Moda di Burgo, Indonesia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Howard. And then next we are going to go to Miss Federica. Federica, you may introduce yourself and talk a tiny bit about the institute that you are representing. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, I'm Federica. I'm the enrollment admission specialist for Asia Pacific countries for Domus Academy. So Domus Academy is university in Milan, and it's a postgraduate school with master courses in 4 different areas, mainly in design, fashion, experience, and business.
Okay, thank you very much, Federica. Very exciting. So we got 2 fashion-related institutions. Now we are going to Miss Lisa Malonda from Marangoni Instituto. Please, Miss.
Yes. Hi,
hello.
I'm Lisa from Istituto Marangoni. We are the representative of Istituto Marangoni in Indonesia. Istituto Marangoni started in 1935, so it's about 87 years ago in Milan. And now they have campuses in Milan, Florence, Paris, London, and Dubai for the international students. We have other campuses also in Miami, Shenzhen, and Shanghai. So Dubai is the latest one, opened this year, and welcome Indonesian students. And we have programs in fashion, design, and arts, 1-year certificates, bachelor, and master, also short courses.
Okay, that's a very comprehensive one. Thank you, Miss Lisa. So it
Thank
might
you.
spark our discussion for this afternoon. So yeah, let's start with the question. This is up to you who wants to answer first. But the first question is, as we hear before, these three institute are mainly focused on one of the major that major are fashion industry. So the question is, what is your thought about the fashion industry as a whole? How do you see the industry 10 years from now? Because we know that we have a very rapid changes. We got environmental aspect getting more into the design. So I'd like to ask you your input on that, your insight as well. So who wants to start first, perhaps? Maybe Ibu
I can
Lis-
start.
Okay, Federica, go ahead.
Okay, so for what concerns fashion in general, I think it's something that will never die. We see that, like, there are any different changes, and fashion is always one of the topic all over the world. And in the next 10 years, probably, as we see now, there are some changes also because we got technologies in the fashion, like the metaverse, something.
Oh,
So the
interesting.
experience will be different. And I think that for what concern fashion in Italy, it's always been like a major piece, and it's really based on the culture and art of Italy. So as an Italian, and I see like all the Italians, we have like something always really an eye for the fashion world and the art world. So it's a really important topic that will always be important also to study and go deep in that.
Okay, very interesting, because Italia, we know it's a very artistic country, and fashion is also at the heart, one of the heart of the art department there. Yes. Okay, so let's go to sorry. Let's go to Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, what's your take on that? So what do you see
Okay,
as a yes.
basically, as we know that everybody in this world needs needs the outfit to be wear for the daily wear, is the daily essential. So for me, is because especially like from the Isla Moda di Burgo, we have like the vision is Indonesian fashion freedom, which means we have to make it the local brand, and there's a international brand that is gonna be studying internationally. And especially like fashion is the communication to the people, how to speak to the people. And there's a lot of new designer, new brand and coming up. So basically fashion is quite so important, essential for our life.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Howard. And then Miss Lisa, maybe you would like to share a little bit of your thoughts and what's going on in your university in regards to what's happening in the next 10 years of fashion industry.
Okay. In my personal opinion, one thing is, has mentioned by Fede about the metaverse, because Instituto Marangoni is also one of the institutions, a fashion school that is already starting implementing the metaverse into the curriculum. So also about the digital, where then, the fashion business students, they are also already using the VR in the school. So the technology will be actually implemented in the study and also in the fashion industry. That also about the shopping habits nowadays. Everything is more into digital. It's not like in the old days, we go to the store. It goes towards digital and technology. Also sustainability. I think sustainability is a topic that is being talked in the fashion industry. How then, the fashion industry will also give a better world this
Yes.
sustainability into
Yeah.
into the
because
thoughts of the
yes.
production.
Thank you very much, Miss.
Okay.
Because we know that fashion also contribute to, I mean, plays a big roles as well. So maybe we will talk that. We will talk more about that if you want. So how do you see? We have heard about how digital technology implement, how they design, how the fashion designer now going into metaverse and going into digital world. But now, as we can see, the environmental issues are raising up. And how do you see it from your institution? Is there any curriculum, or is there any lesson or courses that you have in regards to answering those issues? Thank you very much. May anyone wants to start?
So for what concern the possibility to use new technologies and new type of
Materials?
instruments. So apart from the fashion design courses, for example, for Domus Academy, we have courses like interaction design and service design. So this in this type of courses, the students are able to use and to do project with Metaverse, for example. Even if they are enrolled in fashion design, you can choose to do like a workshop, for example, in interaction design. So you know better of both worlds, both in fashion design and both of technologies. And also for we will launch a new program next year that we will be a 2-year master. And it will be really focused on the new solution and the new tools that students need to know in the next 10 years to be different from the others.
Okay, thank you, Fede. And then I'm sorry, but we have actually Miss Fion from Instituto Secoli. Miss Fion, do you want to start to introduce yourself and your institute in this regard?
Hi, I'm Fion. I'm from Instituto Secoli. Our school already found almost 90 years, and we only have fashion design. And we focus, of course, all the fashion design school in Italy is very good. But we focus in the production part. We focus is the pattern making.
Yes.
So now that the student only understand how to design, also they know how to do the final garments by hand. Also, of course, we have internship with the different companies. So the student have to have internship before they graduate. So you can relate with the industry is important and what you study. So this is what is from our school. Also, we have a home couture ready to wear. So it's different. One is by hand and one is technology. Before your production, you use the CAD to create all your garment before you sewing everything before.
Okay, I can see it is like coming from scratch. So like fashion design, but also like get to know the materials, get a hands-on experience on designing from front to end. So you know how the whole process going, right? Is it? Is it?
Yes, but not only my school, also the
I mean,
every school teaches all the process, but we have a different focus. So different percentage of the process. So the student not only learn fashion design, also learn everything before the fashion show.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Maybe some of you would like to talk about, because I think we heard about the fashion design. We thought when we think about fashion design, we only see the big brands, the top brands, but we don't know what's behind the scene about that. So how do we become a holistic fashion designer that knows from the scratch, like from materials, from the selection, from the cultural, that the background of the reason why do they design this fashion brand or something. So maybe you would like to talk about like the holistic part of being a fashion designer must also know about the whole process. So maybe who would like to start first? Perhaps anyone? Okay, maybe Mr. Howard, because we heard that you are an instructor on pattern making,
Yeah.
right? So what is the importance of pattern making here? Because the audience maybe need to know that they are not only
Yeah.
drawing the design, but also like,
Okay, actually, because I'm the instructor of pattern making, so actually, if you want to make a garment, you can design, you can make the clothes. It's very important if you know the pattern making, how to make it, and sometimes when the designer are designing their collection, they never think like about how it's gonna be and how it's gonna be, it works, and actually, the pattern making is quite important for the mastering in the fashion industry. So basically, the pattern making is like the foundation, like for the designer and for everybody that want to start in their brand, they want to make in the made garment. If they don't understand about the pattern making, it's something that really you lose like something the foundation on the skills.
Howard, on sharing your insight on how important it is on pattern making, because that's the one of the soul of the creating the fashion design as well. And maybe sorry, wait for a while. Maybe from Marangoni, Miss Lisa wants to share a bit about the process of the whole, that maybe it's quite different in your institute, or is there anything that you'd like
Well,
to add?
talking about, how then the big brand
Yes.
access that happen after the school. Of course, during the school, they will learn all the basic things and then how they actually progress and, being succeeded in the industry, in the fashion industry. What I believe is actually to be succeeded, it has to be a team. So it cannot be
Oh, okay.
I, me, myself.
Mm.
So in Instituto Marangoni, they learn to be a team member and they learn to actually lead the team. And this is, I think, very important because at the end, a big brand, they have a team. So it's not going to be, that one person doing everything from scratch until, it becomes a collection, especially when they have a big brand, big companies, they have to keep having a new collections again and again, and it cannot be by one person. So what is important for the designer when they are in school, when they are in Instituto Marangoni, beside all this, technical things that they will learn a lot on how actually they will be able to survive once they have the company on their own by, having a strong concept for their own label, and then how they become a team member and to lead the team. And I think to be holistic, it's actually, they have to be able to actually be a team member and lead the team. And, a lot of other adjustment, of course, go into the business and the creative side.
Okay. Well, very insightful from Miss Linda. Thank you very much. Miss Lisa, sorry. So I think we want to hear further from Miss Fion. Miss Fion, maybe you want to talk more about like me, for example, I want to start to learn about fashion design, but what do I need to do? Like, what do I expect? Like, how many years should I get into this program? And then like, what do I start with? So that kind of question, I think, is a beginner question. Like, they want to go, they like the design, but how do they start it? Okay, thank you, Miss Fion. You may.
Usually the student, you need to have a passion for all the majors. Not only I love fashion design, but also you need to have a passion because everything is really difficult. All the process is all the technical, the particular. So it's not that you can just imagine you just doing the sketch. You can do the design. Also, it's a lot of the technical you have to learn. So at least you need to have a patience. For me, this is the great start.
Yeah, we need to have an integrity commitment as well. Like, not I love this fashion design, like I like this brand and I'd like to have one. It's not, maybe they can be an owner of the investor, yeah, but not the real fashion design, because it goes deeper than the skin level, right? Okay, now from Miss Federica, we would like to know more about metaverse, because we've heard a lot about metaverse, like the social media metaverse, and how do you actually create clothes in that? Are you getting into coding, or yeah, can you tell us perhaps about the metaverse fashion design?
So for what concern metaverse that our students had used, did some project. So they basically create the collection in a digital way. Okay, so everything is digital, and so the metaverse is like a parallel world, right? So there are like real person and everything. So they learn some system like VCR, we said before, and the one project that our students did, so it was real a shop with all the collection of the different garments from 4 different students. And in this way, they also share with all the other master courses. So all the other master courses, so we're able to see through the metaverse their collection. So it's a really new way of project clothes and garments, and a new way also to buying of the buying method, because there are like some buying method that you can use on metaverse. So you are buying not real stuff, but like digital stuff.
The artwork, yeah, it's like the, what is it called for the artwork?
NFT.
Yeah, do you use NFT for that?
Not in our school, because it's like
it's an
I know that, like,
exercise,
big
is it?
brands use
Yeah.
that. So
Oh,
like
okay, got it.
Hermes and something, they use
Yes.
start to use that.
Okay, so before we get into further the discussion, it's heating about the fashion world. I would like to remind all the participants that has joined, so you can also talk or ask to these our distinguished speakers about any concern or any question, and it can be any question. So please let us know your question, and then we will get that and then let the speakers answers. Okay, so we'll talk further. I still have several questions here. So
I'm sorry to interrupt because
Yes.
I have another meeting, so
Oh,
I have
okay.
to go right now. But I left my information in the chat box. So if any
Okay.
student you're interested, you can contact with me. Then
Yes.
thank you for having me here today.
Thank you, Miss Fiong. I
Thank
just
you.
want to ask you, sorry, before you go. So we have a virtual booth. So does anyone attend your virtual booth? So maybe one of our participants want to join your virtual booth. Is there anyone there? Because we have virtual booth, like the participant. Yes, sorry, you are muted.
I don't know now yet.
Oh, okay. So we'll just
contact with them
yeah.
soon.
Okay,
Thank you,
we will just thank you, Miss Fiong. Okay, see you again. Okay, so everyone, we will put this information on chat, should we? Yes. So we will put it on a YouTube chat. So you can, if you want to talk further to Miss Fiong, ask further about the institution or any related question, you may contact her there. Okay. So moving forward, we still got lots of questions here from okay, so we talked before about metaverse and 10 years from now, and how the metaverse fashion is being made and how it is being sold. Next question. Oh yeah, so about Italy, we haven't talked about Italy because 3 of you are from distinguished institute, fashion institute in Italy, and like what's different, like why do you not choose, for example, France other than Italy? So what distinguish Italy as the capital of fashion here? Because we hear about, okay, Paris Fashion Week, but we got also Milan Fashion Week, right? So how do you see it differently? Like, how can you explain to us the prospectus of the fashion industry learner? What do we expect from the fashion capital of Italy that makes it different than New York, London, Paris, Tokyo? Okay, so maybe Miss Federica wants to start.
Yeah, so as I said before, if someone already see Italy, you will see that it's not like fashion, just like neighborhood or like just in Milan Fashion Week, but you will see all over the year, you will see everywhere, and it starts with the heart. So from the ancient like Roman period. So we really take the passion and the from the history, we create the fashion, okay, in Italy. And also, it's not just about fashion design, but there is also the International Design Week in Italy, that it's the most famous for the design area. And the difference between the other countries, as also you see like the major famous brands, the main one are from Italy. We see like some from France. They're like the old ones, the pioneers, but the main one and who start it's in Italy. And also we have like factories. We are known for factories of leathers and all for the production of also the other designer. They are not Italian. The production is in Italy. So this makes much more difference from the others.
Okay, thank you, Fede, for your insight. And let's go to Miss Lisa. Maybe Miss Lisa has some insights on like what's different in Italy that you don't get in other country, that you will get only in Italy. The education of fashion in Italy how is it different? Please, Miss. Thank you.
Okay. Well, being in Italy, I think you have to be in Italy because, Italian, they actually live and breathe the art. So they don't actually, maybe for me, that's one of the different, because students actually say that, they live and breathe art once they are there. A lot of things are happening inside the school, even outside of the schools. There are a lot of design and art events, even the major one are happening in Milan, especially. A lot of museums, a lot of UNESCO buildings available in Italy. So, they will be very rich to be actually studying in Italy. A lot of things that can gain while they are in Italy. And besides Italy, they can go around Europe, and then, plenty of museums that can be their references in the future. And also the study system, I think what is different, also they have the person from the industry who are actually coming as a tutor in the campus. Yes, in Indonesia also they can have the tutors who are also designers in the brand. But imagine like Istituto Marangoni this last September, I believe, the one in Paris, they have Balmain coming as a mentor for fashion design. And there are many others with the big names who are actually coming to schools, giving guest lecture or mentorship. And that, I think, very valuable for them to actually go all the way to Italy or to Europe and gain that experience from the first hand of people in that companies or brands or labels. The one, they perhaps love about. There's a video, I believe, on Balmain giving the talk show to the students after the mentorship. It was enormous, actually. I share with some students, and then they love it. A lot of things happening at Istituto Marangoni. So, the students gain so much when they are there, inside the school, outside the schools. That's what I think. Why it has to
Thank
be.
you. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Yes.
And the craftsmanship, by the way.
Yeah, so
famous.
I think that's the red thread, like the what joins you together, actually, the pattern making, like the from scratch designing, like so this is a little bit different question, because I see that Instituto di Moda Burgo is it in Indonesia or do you have both? Like,
Yes,
can you
both.
maybe tell us a little bit
Okay.
about that?
Okay. Why choosing Italy than the other country? The first thing is because Milan is like a city of capital of fashion. Yes, that's the first. The second is because in Italy we have a really important like the very famous is the made in Italy and the craftsmanship. But because by the end of the day, the skill is the most important when coming into the fashion industry. So skill is number one, and all the craftsmanship from Italy, made in Italy, is something that really out of the box. And yeah, I feel like if you know, like for example, like if you're going to like a New York, yeah, it's like a more should be like a PR. And we heard like someone going to school that in the New York is that PR like communication, okay, something like that. And then for example, like if you're saying like about the London, it's talking about like the fashion business, okay. And for example, like if you're going say like going to the other country, like Paris, is maybe is more focused on the culture, like the evening wear, craftsmanship, and you can get all of that. And all I can say, the skill is the most important.
On that, and maybe if you want to touch base on like the campus, do you have like both campus like in Indonesia as well, but also in Italy? How do you want to talk about the campus
Yeah,
situation?
actually, okay. So actually, Burgo Islam Model di Burgo Indonesia is our the franchise from Islam Model Burgo in Milan, and then for Islam Model di Burgo Indonesia and Burgo Milan is like a connected school. So basically, you can learn from Burgo Indonesia, in our Burgo Indonesia, and then if you want to go into the Burgo Milan, we can transfer you directly to the Burgo Milan. So you can experience in the Burgo Indonesia and you can experience in the Burgo Milan. So there's also you can go to the Burgo Rome. So we have the course that we're calling is the 3CP. It's the Diploma Fashion Studies 3CP, which is you can experience in three different cities in Jakarta, Rome, and Milan. So actually, we are the branch, and we also have a lot of branch around the world, and we also have the Burgo branch. Albania, Egypt, Jordan, and that's a lot. Burgo all around the world because we've been like since 1961.
Yeah, very interesting. We got like distinguished and very not to say old, but like you have legacy, like it has been years and years of training young students to become a fashion designers. Yeah, I believe so. This question more related to students part. So if the prospectus wants to enter or enroll your course in fashion design, do they need like a certain like art like background, academic background, or should they learn art before, or is it beneficial? Do they need to be from a major from art or design to get enrolled in your respective institute? So let's ask that question to Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa, maybe you would like to share about that case, that issue, the matter.
Okay.
Do they need
For
certain
students who
background?
want,
Yeah.
for students who wants to apply to the certificate program, which is a year intensive or the bachelor, they do not really need to have the background of educations in design or art. They would be asked for the portfolio even for the master. But to go to the master, definitely if they want to take a fashion design, they should be coming from a fashion design, because the expectation is, they already know how to sew and make the clothes and the collections. So for the master, yes, we need the education background in fashion design if they want to take a fashion design in master, but not for the certificate and bachelor, because they will be taught from scratch.
Okay, so interesting. So that means that all of the participants is glad to know that you don't have to take a certain degrees, or you don't need to have a experience. If you are a newbie or a beginner in fashion, you will get fully trained on the courses. So that's what I think might be delightful for someone who's only aspiring or starting. Okay, and then Miss Federica. Federica, do you want to also share a little bit about your the qualification?
Yeah, so we are only postgraduate school, so only
Okay.
master courses. Okay, so mainly the students that enroll as a background in fashion design or related to fashion design. However, if we see that we have some cases where students have a different background, educational background, but they develop skills by themselves, okay? So if they have that kind of skills and we see that in the portfolio, it's possible also for applicants with a different educational background. It's not a required, it's not mandatory to have the same background as the masters they want to enroll.
Thank you, Fede, for sharing a little bit. So we know that Domus Academy mostly opens for postgraduate, offers the postgrad degree. So it's a little bit different. So usually this is maybe a professional who wants to escalate and get more experience in a certain study. And okay, so now we're moving on to Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard, perhaps you would like to share a little bit about which qualification do the prospectus or the future students should have or shouldn't have, or and I shouldn't have, but is there any benefit if they already know about art and design, or it's okay for beginners? Okay, please, thank you.
Okay, so basically for our school, it's Muda di Burgo. We don't have a requirement if you don't have like the basic or like therefore like you have like something in the fashion, because we are using the method is the one-on-one method. Is teaching we are like a semi-private. Is gonna be like we are balancing the curriculum with the students. So basically, we also have our book, our historical book is Il Modelismo and Il Figurino. It's really help our students to understand and starting from the basic and the craftsmanship. Yeah. And then student with a different background will benefit with this method. So actually, our method is very famous is the one-on-one method.
Okay, thank you, Howard. We have one more speakers, Miss Lisa. Maybe you want to share. Have you shared before about the qualification that your institution need? You have, is it? Sorry.
Sorry, what was that?
Have we asked you a question about, is there any certain art and designs
Oh, you
background?
did it. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, maybe you can elaborate on that.
Well, okay, we have the 1 year intensive. That one is usually also good for students who wants a career change. For example, maybe they study law or engineering, and then actually they want to be a fashion designer or interior designers, and do all the way a bachelor program of 3 years. They usually do not want to do that. So then we have that a certificate program, 1 year intensive. Very packed, that one suitable for those kind of students who want to do a career change, or perhaps students who are not sure whether they really want fashion design. Then they take the 1 year intensive. And then we have the bachelor 3 years. That one is of course the good things. They will be having a lot of workshops. They have a lot of projects with the companies, and they will have a fashion show at the end, doing the collections. This for the fashion design students. We have fashion design, we have fashion styling, and we have fashion business for the bachelor. And then we have so many programs for the masters, related into the management, also to the styling, and also the business side and design. So we have like fashion design, women's wear, men's wear, fashion design and marketing. So there's a lot of options for the master. The one in Paris and London, they will be having a 3 months internship within the master programs. All the programs we have are accredited by the Ministry of Education in Italy, and I think that is very important for the students to know. And then in case they want to continue their study further in other country, or they want to teach, or they want to go into a government in Indonesia, they will be asked whether the school is accredited by the Ministry of Education in the country where they study. All of Instituto Marangoni schools are accredited.
Okay. Wow, that's very good to know. Very comprehensive, the program that Miss Lisa just mentioned before. Okay, before we going on, we further go into the next question, I would like to remind again the participant, you can ask the question via chat. So we have in YouTube, we have the chat box there, so you can actually ask us a question while we have the talk show. Okay, so we still have lots of questions because this is fashion. Oh, sorry, we have question. Okay, so the first question. We get from Miss Mita Artika Chow. May I know, is there a graphic design major in Domus Academy? So it's from Miss Mita to Miss Fede. To Fede, you'd like to answer? Is there any graphic design major in Domus Academy?
Yeah, so we have one master degree. The course is visual brand design. So the course in visual brand design, it's the background is could be from a graphic designer, interior design, etc. And the courses is focused on the how to create in a aesthetic and imaginary way a brand. Okay, so the students during the year have 4 different projects, all about visual brand design, so they can learn how to create a brand, and they will work, for example, also for a magazine, for brands like, for example, Ducati. So they have the possibility to work, to have projects with different brands, and so develop their experience.
Okay, so if I may summarize, so the visual communication or the graphic design is much inclined towards the fashion industry, right? So it's more focused on the visual communication in related more in fashion. Yes.
It's not just related to fashion.
Oh, okay.
The students will work with different brands with different areas. So it could be from fashion, it could be from food and beverage, it could be from hotels. So it really depends. So in this way, we don't focus only on one department.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Miss Fede. So hopefully it answers your question, Miss Mita. And if I would like to reassure again, so all of these institute has their own booth. So they have virtual booth that you can also get into up until 6 p.m., right? Yeah, so up until 6 p.m. you can it's available for you to join, maybe if you want to ask a further question. Yeah, so we got second question here from Miss Mita. Oh, sorry, Miss Mita again, Miss Mita Artika. So okay, so before she asked about graphic design major, now is it only for master degree? Is there no bachelor? Do you have bachelor degree maybe in Domus? Yeah, we still talk about Domus.
No, we have only postgraduate school.
Oh, okay.
Sort of postgraduate courses. So we need like a bachelor or equivalent diploma.
Okay. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question, Miss Mita. And then moving on. So I think this is one of the curious question that they might ask. So in regards to students' aid or support, do you have those as well in your institution? Maybe a certain linkage to scholarship or aid, student aids, or any opportunities that can aid the students during their study. Okay, maybe Mr. Howard wants to start. Do you think you have the question, the answer for that?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Okay, so we're moving on to the student aids. So do you have, for example, link to scholarship? Do you offer some tuition cut, or is there anything that might help the students during their study in your institution?
Okay, talking because actually connected to the other school if you like want to like getting the master. And talking about the scholarship, we have like a card, like the price of the card, especially like if you want to enroll to our school. Yes, we do. We have and the scholarship. Basically, we have that the course is called a diploma fashion stylist, mini diploma fashion stylist. So basically, the mini diploma fashion stylist is like a 1 year program that you can continue. Also, you can continue to the Milan. It's the Milan Enrich program, mini diploma fashion stylist, and of course, yes, also you can get in the additional with the 3 city, which is Milan, Rome, and Jakarta. So basically, the mini diploma fashion stylist is our program that's really helpful for the one that looking for the scholarship and looking for the short. Do you want like to have a diploma, but in the short term, it's just like mini diploma fashion stylist.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Howard. Sorry to cut you on that. Miss Fede, do you have any students aid or scholarship that you want to inform the participants?
Yes, so we have a scholarship competition for each intake. So they are based or on the portfolio or on a project. So students can have like reduction from 3,000 euro up to 9,000. Or we also have the early bird. So if like, for example, if students now apply for September 2023, they will get a 10% deduction.
Thank you, Fede. Okay, Lisa, Ibu Lisa, maybe you would like to close because we are going to go to close the discussion after this. So maybe your final take on the student aids, scholarship, etc.
I saw Alberto is already there. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So there is a scholarship, very limited and very competitive. But just please contact me. For information on scholarship. I leave actually my contact details in the chat room. But I have to say it is very competitive to get the scholarship. But it's open for everyone. Just contact us and then we will let you know when there's a scholarship campaign starting.
Okay. Yeah, that is a very helpful information, I think, for the participant to know. So our operator will help to put the contacts on the chat before we are moving to the next discussion. So, okay. Okay, so thank you very much, Ms. Lisa Maldona from Instituto Marangoni, and thank you, Federica from Domus Academy, and thank you, Howard Lauren from Instituto di Moda Burgo Indonesia. Hopefully, this discussion can ignite your interest on taking fashion design at this institute. And if you want to know further, there are several contacts that you can reach as well in the chat box, or you can also go to the virtual booth that's still open up until 6 p.m. today. Okay, so that's all for today's. Thank you very much, everyone. Hopefully this discussion can help you to decide and explore more about the fashion industry in Italian institutes. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. See you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.